Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, home of the OG weekly market updates, where every Monday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price. And we do also cover any big Pokemon news that cards are set to get revealed. And as you guys can see, I am not at home. We just got done vending at the Pokepalooza show in Indianapolis. It was an absolute blast. I will be back in April for their big 3-day show, so definitely check it out if you guys are in the area. And we are going to do a little giveaway today. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed. You got to hit that notification bell. You got to hit that like, and then you have to answer the question of the day. So for today's question, which Pokemon line do you guys like better? The Caterpie line or the Weedle line? Let me know down below to be entered into that giveaway. And we're going to be giving away a little 2-pack blister that I got donated to me by a fan of the channel at the Indianapolis Pokepalooza show. So I really appreciate that. I don't have it on me. I'll put a picture of it or something, but I think it had Astral Radiance and maybe Chilling Rain or something like that in there. And then we have to announce the winner from the big giveaway from last Market Monday for the Mega Charizard UPC. And the winner is at Courtney Weddle. So just shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram. I'll get that box sent out to you. And we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Collectr. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your collection. No other app even compares. I have actually tried them all. They have over 25 different TCGs with about 2 million products tracked. They're always trying to improve by adding new cards, boxes, and features, so let us know down below if there's anything they need to work on or add. They also do more giveaways than anyone in this entire hobby, so definitely follow them on all their socials, and I'll have all the links in the description. And then also, we got the binder bound hoodie. We got about 50 hoodies and about 50 shirts left, so definitely check that out if you guys want to get some of my merch. And then, of course, we have the PSA link if you guys want to get $25 off your very first submission. Use code BEARD25 and click my link in the description. All right, let's get to it. We don't really have a ton of news. We should be getting more reveals this week of the rest of our Ascended Hero set, so very excited for that. So, yet again, we do not have a ton of movement. So, the Celebrations ETB is up a little bit. So, I mean, that's good to see. Last sold here, 243, 249, 250, 245. Then we have the Celebrations UPC. Going up in price just a little bit. All last sold now, about $835 to $840. We had a ton of sales at like $750 to $800 flat. So, it's kind of good to see. Next, Evolving Skies. ETBs are still technically going down in price. We will check the booster box here. So, last sold for this one, $22, $22.79, $22.50. So, about the same price as it was last week. ETBs are about the same too. Crown Zenith ETB is technically up a couple dollars, not a ton, but I mean it just kind of stayed at about $190 for a while. Now last sold $199, and then the rest are about $205. So that's really good to see, very healthy. And then we have the Pokemon Center ETB for Crown Zenith, all last sold $379, $396, $400, and we do have a couple sales at $440, but that was last week. So pretty much just the ETB that is technically up a little bit. Next, we have 151. Checking this ETB. I normally pre-check all these, but I didn't really have time. So this ETB got down to 350. Now last sold 375, 372, 365, 358. So that is definitely going up in price a little bit. And UPC, I think, is around the same. A little bounce back. Got down to 567. Now last sold 590. One crazy high sale at 695. Otherwise, $599, $579, $575. And we got to check that Pokemon Center ETB. Market price $850. Now last sold $809, so pretty much all at about $810. So that was not going up in price yet. Next, Prismatic Evolutions. So the Prismatic Evolutions Premium Figure Collection. This is that new one with the Espeon and Umbreon. Still just slowly rising. All slow at about 127 to 130. And then we have, got to check the SPC. Last sold for this one, $245, $252, so leveling out for sure. And then the Prismatic regular ETB. So we did get a big reprint at Dollar General, but they do have that $40 big yellow sticker on there. But this got down about 110. Now last sold 125, 118, 130. So going up in price a little bit. And then the Pokemon Center ETB, we got sales from like 300 to about 320. Next, Destin Rivals. Booster box technically went down about $10-15, but the ETB is going up in price. So now last sold for this one, 135, 135, 125, pretty much all at 130. So that is very good to see. But yeah, the booster box is about $390 now. All right, let's get to it. So we have the Chilling Rain booster box finally going back up in price a little bit. Got down about $400. Now last sold $429, $420, and $430. Next, We have the Journey Together. This is the regular booster box. Got down to about 220. Now last sold 243, 230, 245, and 247. Next, the Stellar Crown regular ETB. Got down to $85. Now last sold 87, 92, 95, 88. And what's crazy is the Pokemon Center ETB for Stellar Crown is literally right at $100 pretty much, about 105. So that's kind of wild. Next, we have the Shiny Legends ETB. All last sold 860, 870, 800, and 799. Next, we have the Paldean Fates Mini Tin Display. These Mini Tin Displays are still doing very good. Last sold 391, 459, 390, 345, 330. So prices are kind of all over the place. Not a ton of sales for those either, to be honest. Next, we have the Paldean Fates Great Tusk Collection. This is a huge box. Got down to about 114. Now last sold 123, 119, 115, 125. Next, we have the Mythical Squishy Premium Collection. I love this box. Last sold 195, 205, 190. All right, next we have the first edition Cubone from Jungle. So if you guys did not know, the Kabuto King guy, he's trying to buy all the Kabutos, which he never will because I have a few hundred Kabutos, and I know Punch-Out Gaming in Forest Lake has like boxes and boxes full of all these commons and uncommons in first edition and just like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of each copy. So it's not going to happen. But since that all went viral, a ton of first edition commons are starting to go crazy. Just be careful. We've seen this before, and these cards are not rare technically. Even though they're vintage and they're first editions, they're not that rare. Even in 10s, some of them are, but a lot of them are not. So please do not jump into the FOMO and buy any of these cards at these high prices. Definitely sell them, because you will 100% have a chance to buy them back for way cheaper. But definitely do not buy them. So here's that Cubone. Beautiful card too. I think a lot of these arts are just top tier. I think people just kind of sleep on them because it's not a full picture. But this is a $3 card. Now last sold 22, 27, 25, 20. So that is just crazy. I mean, someone bought like 6 of them. And I'm sure a bunch of people are trying to get them graded because even the PSA 10s are kind of going crazy. But I promise you, all these cards will come back down in price. So here we have the first edition Eevee from Jungle. This card, had some decent value, of $5 to about $7 card. Now last sold 23, 22, 20, 44. We got 4 of them at 17. And even the unlimited cards are actually going up in price. It's just not, going up like $10, $20, $30. But they're all going from like 50 cents or $1 to like $2, $3, $4, which that does add up quickly. Next, we have the first edition Meowth from Jungle. This is lightly played. Let's do near mint. So yeah, this is $1.75. Now last sold $8.50, $9.50, $20, $144, $11. And honestly, most of these things are just people trying to manipulate the market and make a bunch of cards go crazy because they're sitting on, 50 Meowths. Because I'm telling you, these cards are so common. Next, we have the first edition Pikachu from Jungle. So it's a $9 card. Now last sold $13, $12, $17, $13. Next, we have the first edition Jigglypuff. This was a $2 card. Now last sold $15, 6 of them at $13, another one at $13. And then here's a Kabuto. This was a $5 card, went all the way up to $45, and already coming down in price a little bit, $39, $37, 5 of them at $34. We got one with the picture here at $70. But yeah, I'm telling you, definitely sell these if you guys have them. Next, we have the first edition Psyduck. Last sold now for that one, $30, $20, $25, $35. Next, we have the first edition Shadowless base set Magikarp. Now, these cards always had a ton of value because they're first edition Shadowless, but these are going crazy now. This was like a $100 card. Now, last sold $299, $252, $150. We do have one sale there at $100. Next, we have the first edition Ammonite from Fossil. This was like a 50-cent card. Now it sold $10, $349, $3. And no joke, it's pretty much all of them that are technically going up in price a little bit. So definitely go check all your comments. Next, we have the Mewtwo promo, just coming up in price a little bit. Got down about $25. Now it sold $28, $30, $39. So we got 5 of them at $30. All right, next we have the Pikachu from 151. A bunch of those cards are bouncing back. It's got down about $31. Now it sold $33, $32, $52, $43, $35, $55. So some crazy sales. Another sale down there at $50. Next, we have the Psyduck. Again, 151 card, got down about $25, now sold $33, $29. Another crazy sale here at $60, $32, $31, 58, 41. And then we have the Charmander illustration rare from 151, got down about $50. Now last sold 60, 73, 60, 68, 48, 56. Next, the Charmeleon from 151 got down to 32. Now last sold 35, 57, 57, 35, 45, 40. And the Metagross from Temporal Forces just keeps slowly climbing, was at 15. Now last sold 25, 20, 29, 23, 22. One low sale at about 19. Next, the Kirlia illustration rare, bouncing back again. Got down to 25, now sold 30, 27, 28, 29, one sale at 25. Next, we have the Celebi VMAX. A bunch of rainbows are still doing pretty good. This was at $15, now it's sold 20, 21, 22. And we have the Sylveon VMAX Rainbow from Evolving Skies. This was a $35 card. Now last sold 47, 55, 56. And we have the Charizard VMAX Rainbow from Champion's Path. This was $152 3 months ago. Now last sold 193, 199, 187, 194. Next, the Snorlax Rainbow. I mean, just look at that line going up. This was $53 6 months ago. Now that's sold 85, 72, 77, 76. Next, the Skeledirge got down to about 23. Now that's sold 25, 35, 33, 32. Another one at 25. Next, the Mega Absol. Bouncing back just a little bit. Got down about 75. Now that's sold 80, 80, 85. Pretty much all at 80. Next, the Arceus V-Star from Crown Zenith. Also bouncing back a little bit. Got down about $111. Now last sold 115, 125, 118, 120, 132. Next, the Rayquaza V from Evolving Skies, still doing work, was at $273. Now that's sold 340, 340, 315, 290. Next, we have the Giratina V from Lost Origin, just bouncing back a little bit. Got done about $570. Now last sold 585, 590, 575, 599. Next, we have the Radiant Gardevoir Prize Pack Series. If you guys do not know what these cards are, you get them from actually playing the TCG at your local card stores. And yes, these cards can be worth a ton of money, and they have a bunch of them. You know, there's a bunch of EXs and Vs, just like the basic ones, but they're worth a good amount of money, and especially the Radiants here. So the Radiant Gardevoir was $50. Now it's sold 85, 77, 80, 100. Next, we have the Radiant Tesserina. This was a $10 card. Now last sold 50 and 80, and then you can check a few months ago, it was only a $11, $12, $14 card. A lot of people sleep on these Prize Pack Series cards. Next, we have the Radiant Eternatus. Last sold for this one, 35, 33. One with the picture at 60. And yet again, this was a $20 card. Next, the Radiant Charjabug Prize Pack Series. This was $10 6 months ago. Now last sold 39, 40, 9, 30. And same thing with staff cards. A lot of staff cards are very affordable. They just got a little staff stamp on there. And those are some of the most limited cards we even get in Pokemon. Next, we have the Radiant Greninja Prize Pack Series. This was a $50 card. Now that's sold 139, 142, 70, 120. A couple low ones at about 49. Next, the Radiant Jirachi Prize Pack Series. This was a $32 card. Now that's sold 49, 45. 3 of them at 25, but the rest are in the 40s. Next, the Radiant Charizard, the big boy. This was $117. Now that's sold 185, 169, 160. But it's good to know this stuff too, because there's some people that would probably get this Radiant Charizard, have no idea this is a Prize Pack Series card, and just think it's a, $5, $10 Radiant Charizard. So it's definitely good to know this stuff. Alright, we are jumping to PokeData here, checking out a couple Japanese exclusives. So this is the Stamp Box Pikachu promo. So in a PSA 10, it's doing very good. Last sold 1,800, 1,500, 1,800. But raw, I mean, it just keeps going up and up and up. This one was $700 in August, raw. Now that's sold 1450, 1425, 1300. And then here's the Mimikyu Scream card. Much rarer card, only 1300 in a 10 compared to the Stamp Box, which had 17,000. But, this was an $8,000 card in a 10. Now that's sold 10K, 12K. And then raw, like in June, it was 1600. Now we have raw sales at 2500, 3600, and 3K. Next, we got a couple more Scream cards. We got the Pikachu. This is a pop of 3600 in a 10. And in a 10, it's doing great. All last sold is about 65 to 7K. And then raw, I mean, it got down to about 1300. Now last sold, we do have one at 1300. Otherwise, 3K, 21, 17. Another one at 14. And here is the Psyduck. I love that Haunter's in the background. So last sold raw 750, 700, 745. It's one of the more affordable ones. And then PSA 10, $4,000. Next, we have the Eevee Scream card. This was $2K in a PSA 10 in September. Now last sold 2,800. And another one at 2,800. And raw, this was a $350 card in September. Now last sold 700, 550, 539. And last on the list, we actually have the cheapest one, the Rowlet. So it got down about $820 in a 10. Now last sold 930, 932. Pretty much all at 930. There's one at 1,050. And then raw, it was at $161 in November. Now last sold 400, 365, and 349. One low sale here at 227. So yeah, these exclusives are going crazy. But alright, that was today's Pokemon Market Monday. I apologize about this one being a little bit shorter, but I'm on the road and stuff. I really appreciate you guys watching. And again, I appreciate anybody who stopped at my booth in Indianapolis. It really means a ton. I will be at Tinley Park, Illinois this Saturday vending. So if you guys are in the area, definitely swing by. Then of course, we entered into that giveaway. Make sure you guys hit subscribe, notification bell, like, answer the question. You guys know what to do. And if you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, my Facebook, or my YouTube membership. It's only 99 cents a month. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon Slab Sunday, which was an absolute crazy one, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.